All right, well, I guess we can go ahead and get started. I mean, this is, it's not going to get any better than this. So if he gets into something, he gets into something. But yeah, I guess we'll welcome everybody to the first episode of the Gear Focus Uncensored, censored as in camera sensor.
Yeah,
Um,
love that. Love
I
that.
am I am one of your hosts, Dan, and we have our other host across the pond whose name is also Dan. So,
Okay.
dude, for anybody watching, I just recently got a puppy, and he's being a little shit. This,
Everyone switched off.
this is the little shit.
Yeah,
This is Archie. He's a red fox lab.
fucking adorable, man.
You gonna settle down for me so Dad can do some work, please, please and thank you. Be great. Go lay down, buddy. Go lay down. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, so we're talking about audio today.
Yeah, not
Specifically
my
some of
bad.
these new audio products that are out from Rode and from Tentacle Sync and all that kind of stuff. So I guess the first thing we can talk about is that new Rode system, because I feel like most of the people that are going to be watching this kind of stuff are kind of at that level. I mean, at
Mm.
$399 for a dual audio recording system, I mean, it doesn't really get much better than that. I mean, I'm using my wireless lab right now as a Rode. All my on camera microphones are Rode, so they're pretty
Yeah,
good.
I've
Um,
got the Rode Go as well, like the first
you
one.
have the original one, yeah.
Yeah. So audio, not my thing. We discussed this before. This is definitely where you're going to take the lead. But I got to say, I'm really impressed. I was using this today actually on a shoot, and I'm really impressed with it. Always have been, especially for the size. I'm
Yeah,
used
the
to.
form factor is a little funky to me, but the fact that you can just plug a lav mic right into it and then it just becomes like a normal wireless transmitter is super cool. I've always been really intrigued
I
by
guess
that system.
anyone who doesn't know what they look like, if you can see that, it's quite small. That's the receiver and the mic. They're pretty diddy.
And you can set them up pretty much anywhere. Just clip them on somewhere, and you're pretty good to go. But the new one, the Go 2, now has two transmitters to one receiver. So for those people like me who do weddings, miking up an officiant and the groom, or the bride and the groom, and just letting it run all day because they're their own individual recorders and everything. It ends up being pretty useful. Just two microphones that feed back into basically one
Mm.
stereo audio source it makes lining everything up really easy too.
That does sound pretty good because I do a lot of interviews or when I'm on camera with like the guys from work, we're always having to use two mics. So
Hmm.
definitely for the form factor, definitely seems
Right.
like
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah, and like with we mentioned the tentacle sync stuff. That stuff is a little more. It's on the high end. So Dan, I don't know if you've looked into it at all, like what the tentacle sync stuff does.
I've
Our good
I've
friend
been
Joey
keeping up
Helms has
with
done
them.
a video, but
I've seen it a few months back. I saw that they were releasing it, and I've seen their products before. But again, you're gonna have to treat me like a fucking idiot. Tell me what.
Tell it to me like I'm five. Um, yeah. So the big thing with like audio really hasn't had any major updates or like major changes really. Like we get a new camera body every month, it seems like.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the Black Magic this month. There was some major the Sony A1
Mm.
was in January. Like every month we're getting a relatively major camera body release, but audio hasn't really had any major innovation recently. But this is apparently a relatively new thing. I this is Last week was the first thing that I heard about it, but 32-bit float audio is essentially raw audio. So the way that Tentacle Sync describes it on their system is it's very much like an ISO setting on the Red cameras for R3D, where it's more of like that's just your playback volume. The volume that you set it is just your playback volume. It's capturing all of the audio information.
It's just metadata, essentially.
It's all just metadata, and you don't get any like digital clipping. You don't get any of that stuff.
No peaking or distortion or anything.
No peaking, no distortion, none of that stuff, unless you like really overload your capsule. But like Joey Helms did a video on it, and you know he was like screaming into a lavalier mic, and it didn't clip at all.
That's all right. That's pretty fucking sick. I didn't know that.
So like that to me is worth the extra price point on those units, because like I think the Tracky, which is the recorder, so each individual unit, each Tracky unit is its own audio recorder. It records right to a micro SD card in the unit, so like in the body pack, and it can record up to like 10 hours or something like that on a 32 gigabyte card. So you just get like a 32 gigabyte SD card, micro SD card, and you can literally have the mic run all day. Then if you use their Syncy system, which is the timecode generator, then you can sync everything in post via timecode. So if you just let your recorders run all day and you're like shooting clips throughout the day, you can then sync everything later with timecode. And it's like that, because the system, what it does, it's actually kind of genius for cameras that don't have timecode inputs, like the EOS R or stuff like that, or even the Komodo. Like right off the bat, what it does is it takes one of the stereo channels in your audio and makes that your time code, then uses the other side as your like reference audio, and that's how you can sync everything up in post.
That is pretty cool. Like I shoot multicam all the time, the helium, and now the EOS R as well.
Yeah, so you just get a couple Syncy units and everything's synced up through timecode, and
just get a couple of them. Yeah.
I mean the Syncy units I think are like $300 US a piece, and I want to say the Trackies, so like the actual recorder units, are $399, like $400 a piece or something like that.
That's not bad for what you get.
No, for especially considering what you're getting. Now, the Rode stuff is interesting to me because when I was looking at the specifications, it says that it can output in 32-bit float, but it only records in 24-bit. So I'm not really sure. Sorry, heard some tearing. I'm not really sure how that's gonna work. So I'm definitely gonna want to get my hands on those units and test them out.
The Ninja and the Atomos or stuff like that, that can take in a feed of higher than the camera.
Theoretically, yeah. So if you're taking like your Ninja 5 or whatever, and you're just feeding audio in through that headphone port, it would take, like if you're using the Rode Go 2, that would be your stereo input, would be the little receiver unit, which literally you could put some like Velcro on the back of that and just Velcro it to the back of your Ninja 5, and you won't even know it's there.
Yeah, I gotta say, 9 times out of 10 I use like the lapel mic. So I might actually look at getting that for work. I even like the Rode Go, because I'm so impressed with this. If the audio is going to be that much better,
right? Yeah. I'm really curious to see how they're gonna do. And then Comica contacted myself and Matt earlier today, and they have it's like a dual shotgun microphone. It's like a stereo shotgun. I really don't know much about it, other than they sent us an email and were like, "Hey, you want to check this out?" And I was like, "Sure do."
Didn't Potato Jet, didn't he do a video on this a while ago?
He might have. Yeah, I haven't checked that video out if he's got one out. But I'm like, this is exciting for me, because like I told you, my degree is in audio. I have an audio engineering degree. That's what I went to college for. So I'm really excited to see all this new audio stuff, because it's been camera gear for the longest time. It's been mirrorless bodies, it's been cinema bodies, it's been all kinds of stuff. So seeing what I consider my wheelhouse finally getting some, outside of like recording studio stuff, like it's really nice to see this. And 32-bit float, in my opinion, is a game changer. The fact that you can just you can hook a mic up and just set it and you're done. Like the way that Tentacle Sync describes it is, like if you need to boost your audio in post, you're boosting the audio, but you're not boosting the noise floor. So like when you take a low recorded level signal and you boost it, you get a lot of noise typically. With 32-bit float, apparently you don't get that. Now, again, this is all new to me as well. I have a basic understanding of it, but like it's all relatively new to me as well. So I can't wait to test some of this stuff out.
That sounds interesting, man. Especially like the options in post, like with R3Ds and stuff. You get the flexibility if you do fuck up, which happens a lot.
It does, especially when you're a one-man crew. You know, when you're running camera and you're running audio and you're managing talent and all that stuff. When you're a one-man band, you know, anything that makes your job a little bit easier is that much better.
Yeah, like the cost of that compared to like messing up a shoot.
Oh yeah. You know, I'd spend $300 to never mess up a shoot ever again. You know, like that to me is a no-brainer. You know, so I'm really curious to see how that stuff's going to work, because like I've used, like you said, you've used the original Rode Wireless Go for a little bit now. I've used them for weddings before, and you know, they sound pretty darn good, especially considering their form factor. I mean, I think this is the form factor of the old wireless microphones. That's the body pack. Like that's what my lab is running into right now. And I've had this unit for years, and it's been good to me. I've never had any issues with it, but you know, having smaller things that do just as well is going to be fantastic, especially, you know, once we can travel again.
Are you going into your EOS R with your lab and stuff?
So my lab right now is just going into the microphone input on my laptop. So I have the EOS R into the computer via a USB-C cable, and then I just put the microphone into the microphone input on the laptop, and then I have my earpieces run through the headphone output. These are from my music days. I have like custom molded in-ear monitors from when I was a musician and I was on stage and everything. And you know, they're massively overkill for this kind of stuff, but they completely seal.
Nothing in. Do I need it? I don't fucking know. All I've got is this Yeti Snowball.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it for the missus to do podcasts, and I thought, yeah, I'll rob that. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it works. It sounds good on my end. So, but yeah, I mean, the in-ear monitor thing is, like I said, is way overkill. But you know, it works really great. Like especially when you're trying to, like, you got a lot of noise going on around you, and you're trying to just isolate what you're hearing from your audio source, because these completely seal in your ear, because you have to go to like an ear doctor and get them to injection mold your ear essentially. So like the other side, I can pull it out from the back here. This side's broken because I used it so much, but you can see it's kind of like it's molded to the shape of my ear.
Yeah.
So it seals right in your ear, so that's all you're hearing is what's coming out of these. So like musicians use them on stage. Like if you watch any like live performances of, you know, like bigger artists and stuff, they're all wearing stuff like this, and it's just how they hear what they want to hear essentially.
I'm curious, when I'm shooting, I'm often recording into a H6 via like XLR, like the Sennheisers and stuff. I don't monitor my audio. Like I monitor the levels, but I don't listen to it. Sometimes that bites me in the ass, but I just don't have the time if I'm shooting on my own and I'm like putting that down, holding the camera and trying to check everything. What's your take on that? Because obviously you're the audio guy.
So I try to make that stuff as easy as humanly possible. So like for me, I try to run the least amount of devices as humanly possible. So for me, like when I do my freelance work, I'll use this Rode system and just pipe it directly into the line input on a camera. Like if I'm shooting with the EOS R, I'll pipe this system into the EOS R, and then I'll just monitor through the EOS R's headphone output. And that way I can hear if there's any like blips, I can hear if there's, you know, like clothes rustling, or, you know, sometimes with ladies, their hair will rub over the microphone and it'll sound all weird. But that's usually what I do. I just try to simplify everything as much as humanly possible. You know, like audio recorders are very obviously they're they sound significantly better than, you know, mic inputs and preamps on cameras. But for what I do, I just don't need to spend the extra time to then have to go back through and sync everything and, you know, deal with an external audio recorder and all that stuff. You know, it's just it's not worth the difference in audio quality for the majority of my stuff is just not worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like the Red and that don't have preamp, so it's quite hard to record in without it being distorted somehow because you can't turn the gain down or anything like that.
right, yeah.
But I always use H6. Like the Komodo is different. The Helium doesn't. I mean, you're paying 60 grand for a camera. Why the fuck would you have audio? The Komodo is surprisingly good. Like you can, it's got a lot of gain and stuff a lot easier. And I use the Rode directly into that when I'm shooting. But if I'm at work and I'm doing anything bigger, I have to use an external device like H6.
Right. Yeah, and that's where like stuff like that is where the Synchy system would really probably help you out a lot. Even if you were only doing one audio source, just having the ability to then just sync everything really quickly with timecode. Because like I'm sure you've noticed when you try to sync things via just like waveforms, it doesn't always work. You know, some like a lot of times it does, and like the programs are pretty good now, but like every now and again it's like, sorry, we can't sync your audio. And it's like, well, shit. And then you got to go through and do it, you know, do it manually, and it's a huge pain in the butt. But with time code, everything is literally, it's on the same time. Like everything is the same thing. So you just say sync with time code and everything goes whoop and lines right back up.
The amount of times because on the Komodo you can only pick internal or external. You can't have them at the same time. So I've run a mic in, had to stick it in external, forgotten to switch it to internal, and then missed the audio completely. And I'm having to sync up by lip movement. Like it's painful.
Yeah, so when you don't have a reference track, oof. So another thing so I learned this from when I was doing install videos for the golf carts around here. Every take that you do, have your talent clap. So
yeah, I always do.
If you that way you can line things up with the clap at the very least, and then it just makes it easier that way. And then, you know, if you're actually syncing via audio, then the audio will sync really easily with the clap at the beginning. But like if you miss recording audio on the Komodo or whatever, then you can just go, oh, there's the clap, and line everything up.
I've been told, I mean, I've always done the clapper because I used to use clapper boards in commercials. I've been told a clap at the beginning and a clap at the end, because if your audio does come out of drift, then you can stretch it and it'll be
sync it back up again. Yeah. Audio's a weird thing, man. It's one of those things, especially with video, where like I feel like people will tolerate a video that looks like shit but sounds okay. But if a video looks great but sounds like ass, people won't watch it. It's the weirdest thing, and it's one of those things that people don't necessarily take seriously until it bites them in the ass. So
even when you're streaming a show, like maybe not 100% legal on Kodi or something like that. I've heard, like last night, someone I know, a friend, was streaming a show and the sound was terrible, so I didn't watch it. He didn't watch it. But
because it's one of those things that, like, I guess is just your subconsciously, our minds are like, you know, no, we don't want to listen to something. I would rather watch something on mute with subtitles than listen to shit audio.
Yeah.
Like it's that bad for me. It's like bad audio is like nails on a chalkboard for me. So like whenever I get the opportunity to like make things sound better, you know, I always jump on it. But like I do really think that this tentacle sync system would be great for you. I mean, even if you just get like just the recorder and then you just use like a shotgun mic, which, by the way, we got this, speaking of Comica, we got this little shotgun microphone from them. They sent it out for review. This is the CVM VM20. It's just a little shotgun mic. It's like $150, 150 US dollars. But one of the biggest features on it is this variable gain control. So I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if the camera will focus on it.
Yeah.
But it's a potentiometer. So you can smoothly adjust your audio levels like on the fly. And like for me, I put it on my Blackmagic like right next to where the hand grip is, so I can literally take my thumb and raise and lower the volume because it's a nice smooth potentiometer. You know, and it actually does sound pretty good. I've used it on a couple shoots, and it does actually sound pretty good. And if you're only using it for reference, reference audio, something like this might be really good for you. So if you did, even if you just got the Trackie and we're just using, or even the Rode Go, and they were the little body packs were recording themselves, you can just sync up via audio doing something like that. Probably be good for you.
Do you say the Tentacle on that has 32-bit?
The tentacle sync does have 32-bit float. Yeah, that was one of the big things that was like, I need to get one of those like today, is the fact that it's 32-bit float, because like they even say like in their commercials for it, like literally the audio metering it's literally just a meter. Like it basically is there to tell you have signal, but it doesn't really matter what your level is because it's just recording raw audio. So that to me is super cool. It's like the volume is essentially a LUT. It's like a gain LUT, like ISO is on Red cameras.
That's good. I'm gonna tell Joey, my boss, tomorrow to get one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, even if you just got the Trackie, because the Trackie is its own audio recorder, so you don't necessarily need the Synchy to use it. You won't be able to sync via timecode, but what you can do is you can monitor your levels with the Bluetooth app. So it has a Bluetooth app that apparently you can like start and stop recording and monitor levels and everything that way. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a system that would be perfect for what you do. And then you can literally, every time you need more, you can just add one on, and then everything syncs really easily with your phone. Apparently, like you don't even have to go, like, how like most times with Bluetooth, you have to go in, you have to like set everything up in your phone settings, and then you can go into your system, and then you can link everything up. Apparently with this Tentacle system, literally you just hold the unit next to your phone and it syncs.
I like NFC.
Oh,
that's pretty sick.
So apparently it's super easy to use. Again, all of this information that I'm giving you is just what I've read online and what I've seen through videos and stuff. There's not a whole lot out there, but it looks like something that, like, for the movies that we're going to be making this summer, I'm hoping we can get a few of those units to use for that, because we had big Zoom audio recorders, like 8-channel audio recorders on the back of a Helium. So, it was like the camera rig was like this long. It was ridiculous. So hopefully avoiding doing any of that and just sync everything via timecode.
You've actually got me excited about this now.
It's silly things, man. Silly things like that make us filmmakers excited. Anything that makes my job easier, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think because so much rides on what we do, what we deliver.
I lost you. I think you're still there, but I'm not hearing you. I think my audio stuff crapped out.
I can still see and hear you.
Excuse you, dude. Did you just bite through the wire? Oh, you did bite through the wire. Oh no, fuck. Dude. Bit through the wire. Oh my goodness. That's why I can't hear you.
Fuck.
Bro.
That's fucking hilarious.
Goodness. Oh man. I don't know what else to do here.
I can still hear you. Is it just that you can't hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you. Let me bro, I'm gonna beat you. Like, come on, man. I mean, I guess I can kind of, if I sit real close to the camera now. Now I'm getting pulled away. Let's see here. Widen that out. Technical difficulties, everyone.
Yeah, it's called fucking puppy.
I can't believe he just did that.
That's like heartbreaking, but funny as fuck at the same time.
That's kind of hilarious. I think I'm okay here. I can still hear you. Doing this a little bit.
We're not
I was
having
like,
good.
I was like, why do I not have audio anymore? And then literally he bit through the wire. He's a lab though, man. Like that's what they do. They just eat shit.
Yeah.
You know, like what am I supposed to do with that? I mean, I guess I could like splice it back together. I can't believe he did that. That's so funny. And we got it on camera.
It's funny.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, audio stuff, man, is like it's one of those things that it makes your life a little bit easier. And you know, if it makes my life easier, it makes me not have to do as much work in post. Because I don't know about you, but post production is my least favorite part of video. Like I hate editing. Editing is like the bane of my existence. Like I know that I have to do it, but I don't want to do it. Like it's
I'm lucky. I got an editor. Actually, I've just hired another editor. I got 2 editors that edit my videos. But
yeah, I need to get one of those.
if I've got a piece that I have this vision for, I have to edit it, like, or at least get the main structure out and then pass it along. But yeah, editing's my least favorite thing. I love grading, color grading, all about that, but not.
I mean, if it's like quick, short stuff, like when I do, like I don't mind editing like highlight reel stuff. Like when I go out on a trip or something, or like I go and fly FPV with my buddies, I'll put together like a 30-second, just chopped up edit real quick to put online. And like, I don't mind doing that, but like, I absolutely hate sitting in that friggin' editing office all day and just like, all you're doing is staring at the computer, just going click, click, click. Like
yeah.
I hate that part.
I had to edit a documentary a few months ago, and it's like 50 minutes long, and I had like 3 weeks to do it. That wasn't fun.
No. Little homie's got the zoomies now. Just ran to the window.
You should just do this podcast about the fucking dog.
What are you doing? Bro, what are you doing? Give me like 10 more minutes and then we'll go play outside. Give me like 10 more minutes. All right? All right. You want to come up here and hang out with me and Dan? Come here. Come here. Come here. He like responds really, really well to snapping. Like it's like a noise that he doesn't really understand. Hey, bro. All right. You can sit there and chew on that for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see what other audio stuff comes out, and especially with people like Comica, like Rode, like all those other people that are making these really good audio products for really affordable. Because I know Comica has something that's supposed to be a competitor for that Rode Go 2. They have a unit that is I don't know that it does 32-bit, but I think it does 24 or at least 16, which is good. But it does have dual channels. So you have 2 receivers or 1 receiver, 2 transmitters.
I think, yeah, for me, I think just hearing what you've said, the 32-bit would kind of be the selling point for me now.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's like a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's a set it and forget it kind of deal, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore, which is kind of ideal. Like I said, anything that makes my job easier, I'm all about it. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Nice. You've forgiven him already.
What's that?
You've forgiven him already.
Oh yeah. I mean, how can you say no to that face? I mean, look at that. How do you say no to that?
Is your other dog jealous?
Oh yeah, she's 100% jealous. It was funny this morning. I took him outside and then brought him back in, and he got really excited to see the Rottweiler, and she like didn't want to see him at all. She literally ran upstairs. She was like, I'm done with this later, homie. And like, he just ran upstairs, which apparently is what he's doing now. So on that note, we'll go ahead and wrap up our first episode here. I enjoy doing this, man.
Yeah, I do. We just need to sort out the technical difficulties.
Yeah, our little, and we'll figure that out as we go. But yeah, I'm having a good time doing this, and I definitely want to keep doing it. So we'll definitely do another episode of Gear Focus Uncensored.
Yeah, we need to. I need to get the intro made up. That'd be sick.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll have to have like a theme song and everything, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'll sort that out.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome. But yeah, so thanks for hooking up again. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm sure I'll message you throughout the weekend.
Yeah, man. All right, nice
It's
one.
my birthday weekend, so I'm going to be
Happy birthday.
taking turn 28 on Sunday.
You're young.
Yeah, I feel like I'm old because I played a bunch of collision sports, so my body's like, bro,
And your head's
why? Oh yeah, numerous concussions, all that kind of stuff. I get the migraines, I get the whole nine. So I'm gonna be dead by 35. So I might as well live it now, like.
I'm 35 at the end of the year.
Okay, there you go. You're not that much older than me.
Nah.
I mean, once after 21, it's like it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because you got to round up to 40 when you hit 35.
Well, you don't look a day over 32.
I'll take that. I fucking take that. Keep it coming, mate.
All right, man. Well, have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.
You too, dude. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Peace.
Later, man.